So the tools.
So it has to be customized for every job.
So tools that we use, or the what you are exposed to, tools that we use is matches I think close to 250 trades, 250 trades, and out of that 250 trades, what the job that you have to offer, it picks up those trades and tells you whether it is good enough or not for that job. As you rightly mentioned, he may not be good at maths, but he may be good at managing people.
Correct.
So those three traits you can have.
But the other thing maybe,
but it's going to be very expensive.
No, I agree. But at least it's a value for the search that I have, right?
Now, sure. So once you have screened, shortlisted, so through social, I'm saying if you are able to screen and shortlist people, post that if you've decided on a set of candidates, there you can run these
these tests.
Yeah, these tests. Then it makes sense. Otherwise, if you're going to make it as a filtering tool, it's going to be very, very expensive. Is what I feel.
Most of these tools, and we used a lot of them in our hiring process.
I agree with that. What we are trying to say is, when we are trying to assess people on the social media, it's like boiling the ocean. So
it's not. Actually, it's not. Because what you
but then look at it this way, Vinay. I would put it. Agreed, social media is the place to go. But what is also increased is it's like a needle in a haystack. The haystack is only increasing. That's making my task that much more difficult to get the needle I want. So what we can possibly help is if I can get an application which will do a basic level of screening what I want. Number two, if you can also add a background check to it. I know this is a wish list, but if you can get a background check also, what I get is a resume which says these are the types of personalities that are being assessed. This is the background check that is taking place. Apparently, these are the references that I got. It's going to make my task that much more easier to get that needle I want. Today what's happening is, the moment I talk about this LFT and the social media, my recruit has already gone crazy, right?
Why it's happening? It's because you're approaching the social media or the social platforms which are available in the marketplace like a recruitment tool, like a job board. You're approaching it like that only. So that's not the way to approach it. The approach has to be completely different. Why don't you call these guys to yourself, to you? True. You have to stand there and say that this is what I stand for. And then the crowd will get attracted to you. All the non-passive, passive, all of them will get attracted. So there you have to spend a lot of time and effort and energy.
So in my view, I still go back to the same thing.
That is
I will still go back to the same thing.
And I'm not saying it's going to get your entire problem solved. True. It will be 10% today.
Agreed.
But I'm saying if you start investing today, tomorrow
you
will be
harvest
50%. Yes.
True. Then comes a point, I would still have the recruitment team broken up into two parts. Have a group of people who are constantly looking at, they I would call as a social analyst. They look at the behaviors, they look at the patterns, they look at the tweets. The statistics says that the moment there's an appraisal hike and that the payout is done, the number of tweets increase with all kinds of that's been mentioned across, right? Is there a way that I can tap that particular tweet and then really have this assurance given to the individual? That you need a different psyche which is required for a recruiter.
Absolutely. No, I think there has to be a lot more research on some of the I would say the people who started these social media, the likes of Yahoo groups and others. I still remember my age-old days when we used to get into these Yahoo groups and post a question. Yeah. Typically what would happen is some good answers would come in, and typically we would pick these guys, connect with them and say, can you come and meet us, and then and it was a very successful way of doing it. And of course, then there is a lot of emergence on.
We can still do that.
Yeah, we can still do that. So I'm saying a lot more systems in that area as to how you can get a little deeper of trying to analyze profiles. Today everybody is trying to do their own thing. There is no structured path on how sure are you of this analytical thing that you did, whether this is the right guy or not. So I think there is a lot of work that one can do to say. This is a certain set of experiments which you will be assured of certain results. There is no such a structured path. If that can really happen, especially with those people who are working on these kind of engines, I think I'm sure a lot of organizations would be interested in using them.
So the niche communities that we've been talking about are another form of this Yahoo group that you mentioned. So, organizations, especially organizations, that require niche skills, IT companies, ITES companies, that was our learning from our Bangalore dialogue as well. For them, these niche communities are a huge source of conversation with prospective employees. A lot of them sitting very happily in their organizations with no intentions to change, but you initiate a dialogue with them on these communities, and and tell them what you are doing, and ask them if they'd like to participate. And a lot of them, like we spoke about coding tests and things like that, and a lot of people participate in these tests, and then recruiters pick them out from there and say, okay, we have these group of 15 people who did really well in this coding test, and maybe we'd like to shortlist them for a future requirement. So I believe at TechGeek also we do some of these.
See again, whatever you just spoke, again what Renamar has been telling, this will probably fit into the experience of, let's say 2 to 5, 6 years.
Right.
But when you're talking about social media, we are really looking at people who are passive job seekers, who are not or maybe X level and above. Who, as you rightly mentioned, they're sitting in their own offices, enjoying their work, and they're not looking out for a job. So right now, social media has been used only to connect with those people and just to create an interest in them that yes, I have an option available, so would you be interested?
Yes.
So I think, as I was
That's
telling
the
you, so yeah, that's the beginning. And again, the next step, what we were talking about is that how to assess the that behavioral traits of that person sitting there. So whether he'll be a right fit into my company or not. So that is something where we have to move forward. And as I was telling if we have that kind of an assessment and with that certification that we talked about, so that will really help us in taking the decision and whether that person will really fit into my requirement or not.
So perhaps our discussion has gone around 2 to 3 parameters, and the aim is to, one, try to find some kind of a structured solution around either assessing people on behavioral or specific traits. Also, what Renuka had earlier mentioned in the starting room, being a branding exercise, looking at passive job seekers, specifically in the talent community. I just want to rope in Mahesh to maybe give you a 3 to 4 minute insight into something that we have attempted. From the group that is there, I think most of you would be aware of this product of ours called TechGeek. We'll just throw it open for 2-3 minutes and then perhaps take the discussion from there.
Thanks a lot. So I think it's the right time to kind of engage with you in terms of an inventory which speaks about branding, to the passive audience, of course, as well as how to hire talent.
Excuse me.
As the name itself suggests, TechGeek, tech as in technology. It's basically an exclusive platform, and thereby engage with the social community and hire top talent, right? So this question is kind of answered through our inventory called TechGeek. Just a little statistics over here as far as TechGeek is concerned. It was basically conceptualized based in the year 2011. And till date, we have close to about 6 lakh users registered on TechGeek. We have a monthly 500,000 visitors visiting us every month, and an average growth of 25% every quarter. Now, there are 2 important aspects to consider as to how to use the inventory, just TechGeek. 1, from a branding perspective. 2, from a hiring perspective. Now, firstly, from the branding perspective, how can you engage oneself on the hiring perspective? Well, again, there are many answers through many inventories on TechGeek. Firstly, we have something called a webinar or an expert speech. But typically, it's a unique platform where candidates, this passive audience you're talking about, can interact and learn from expert speakers in the industry, which of course happens live on TechGeek via webinars. It's basically it's an interactive knowledge session which happens for 1 hour every week on an ongoing basis. I don't know how many of you all have noticed yesterday's Pune edition, where we have a speaker from IBM. Between 3 and 4 today. It must be ongoing now. Quickly start. And the topic of the discussion is content management. Right. So we can have many sessions like this. A quick statistic over there. As of date, we have over about 300 speakers across various industries come aboard on TechGeek. And as an audience, we have had close to about over 1.5 lakh audience as participants for all these Tech Gig webinars. So there's one way of engaging yourself through this Tech Gig or through the expert speak. Secondly, we have something called the company page. As you know, Renika was rightly saying, how to kind of expose the company's CSR activities, how to the community come to know what the organization is doing. So typically happens from a company page perspective, where the idea is to kind of expose you as an organization, get them closer to the technology community. And it can be through various ways of knowing, all the techies need to know how updated are they in terms of the latest updates, live feeds, white paper articles, basically to get them engaged. Top of it, what is happening with an SunGuard or a Persistent or an Allscripts. So, and that is something which is basic, just entirely it can be customized as per your requirement. It's basically a premium inventory which is made live on Tech Gig.
So I think that would be about it.
Yeah. So that is from the branding perspective, and very quickly from a hiring perspective, we have a tool called a Code Hire, where it's basically a hiring kind of a mechanism, where you have people, where you through a coding solution, we ask you to give us a solution. We make that coding problem live on Tech Gig, right? It's our responsibility to get applicants coming aboard, logging on to Tech Gig, and cracking the code. Typically, each one of you will have certain benchmarks. Let's say, Manohar may say, I want candidates who are 80 marks and above. So we'll give you only those set of candidates, who have cracked the contest given by y'all, basically as a shortlisted medium. So it's a much more easier way of shortlisting candidates.
So thanks a lot, Manish. I think we just wanted to probably just bring some structure into whatever we had to offer.
And we saw people coming. And for the iPads, we thought like that. But then we saw a peculiar trend happening. Even after the contest was over, these guys were coming back again. So for example, there was a problem, and the problem had a solution. They had to solve the problem in minimum number of lines. That's what coders do. So the lesser number of lines, the winner is declared. So they would come back again and shorten their lines. So we couldn't understand initially what was happening. So over a period of time we realized that these guys come back again and again to improve their score. And the score is what is there on Tech Gig. Okay, so they're not coming for the laptops or the iPads or iPhones. They're coming there to tell the world socially that I am a cool programmer, or I am a crack programmer. So that's my ranking. Overall my ranking is this. For this contest my ranking is this. That's the reason it's coming back again.
So if you get a resume with a series of these,
you don't need a resume. I'll tell you how it works. So we tell organizations not to go after these guys. Job chahiyegi. You have to grow with them. You have to give them a lot of information. They are hungry for information. They are hungry for a lot of content, rich content. You have to expose them with Tech Gig talks, seminars, all that, white papers, this, that. Let them play some contests, participate in some of the, give them some freebies, goodies, and all that. So once you are doing that, and you are trying to take a position on a particular subject or a particular area or a domain, so they grow onto you. So they know they try to relate. So with a very small span, they try to relate. Then this organization stands for this particular let's say technology. This organization stands for big data. This organization stands for, let's say, cloud computing. So I'm taking a position on cloud computing, say, in Tech Gig. And all the activity that I do is around that. And I form a community, of those set of guys